Hello, everybody. Welcome. We are going to jump into a traditional draft of Zendikar Rising. Both sides were voted on by chat, with Zendikar narrowly edging out Eldraine. Maybe not narrowly. It was a pretty solid win for Zendikar. It was pretty close, but then it was a one vote difference here on best of 3 versus best of 1. We haven't played best of 3 in a little bit, so this is fine with me. The big difference here, of course, is that we are not going to be paired based on rank. So our natural skill advantage from being a above 500 player, I win more than 50% of my games. And so playing best of 3 does a couple things to support that skill advantage. I'm not paired on rank, so I don't get always paired with somebody else who's also above 500. Sometimes I will get paired with a random new player who will be easier for me to beat. And also in best of 3 versus best of 1, that advantage I have in winning a single game is extended out to an even bigger advantage towards winning the full match, winning best 2 of 3. So traditional is a great place for above average players to leverage their advantage, but if you are into the rank chase, if you care about the aspirational play opportunities that come with high rank, or you just want to be able to post your sweet I made Mythic post to Twitter or whatever, then sure, you're going to want to hit Premier. But I just want to lay out the differences between these queues so you can make the correct choice. And making the correct choice in your retail Magic, though, is pretty straightforward. You start by looking at Card Kingdom. You don't always finish there. I acknowledge that. I never expect anybody to give 100% of their business to one location. But I do believe that you are going to be best off in your Magic retailing if you start with Card Kingdom. Keep them on your list, give them a chance at your business, and give them a chance to show you that they have the inventory you're looking for. And I like to sell to them a lot too. 30% store credit bonus. You can build up some credit on your account with them. And then when you do see that sweet thing that you want, it's nice. It kind of feels free. It's like, oh, I turned some cardboard I had into some new cardboard I wanted. And it all feels nice to enjoy that circle of Magic life. So thank you so much, Card Kingdom, for all your support. Please remember, folks, that if you get there via my affiliate link in the panels below, or the YouTube notes, or the chat link, all of your business that you engage in with Card Kingdom for the 2 weeks after is associated with my stream, which really does help keep me on the air. I'll be talking with Card Kingdom soon about my numbers, and if you've done some business with them after using my affiliate link, just know that you are literally helping keep me on the air. So I really appreciate that, and let's dive in here and see who all is available to draft with us. And let me adjust this information too. We got obviously 0-0. Go. And what do we got here? Boo! Land in the rare slot. That's not what we want to see as limited players. Fine constructed card, though. Marasa Sproutling jumps out at me early here. Let's see if we got some removal to compete, but this is going to be better than basically anything but removal. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, Shepherd is good too. Jinx calls out Shepherd. I think I would call this the number 2 card here. With like Visionary and Diviner being similar, this 3 kind of being the next tier down, but Shepherd and Geopede, then these 3, but we're going to take Sproutling. Sproutling is has a 2-for-1 potential built in that makes it an excellent start. Hey, Cord. Welcome, Alex. Vine Gecko, incredible follow to Sproutling start. Is there a world in which we wheel this field research and fist pump around the block? This is great. What a 1-2 start. But these are kind of like blue cards. Like, I really don't want to end up anywhere except blue-green with these. So in a sense, it's almost like we've started with some gold cards, but they're very good ones. And you can, you can get away with both of these in a non-blue deck. It's just you really want to get to blue with these, right? Like, you could end up, we get Royal Eruption next. I'm going to take it, like that would work with these. You could see yourself kicking stuff in non-blue decks, but obviously just at its best in blue. Into the Royal rewards us for that right away. I mean, this is just a perfect start for a draft outside of rares. I mean, if you're not going to have any rares, this is a great 1, 2, 3. Vanquish is okay. Like, this could be a tough pick if this were the Deadly Alliance, but this is no Deadly Alliance, so we're just going to grab the Royal. More. All right, now we're a little empty for where we've started. I don't like Anti-Cog here. Survivor fills a hole. So does Ascetic to some extent, but these are not great. We could, at this point, hedge a little bit. We could hedge Felidar. We could hedge Hellion. I think those are or even Zoff consumption. But I think our start is strong enough that it's probably worth just taking a filler Survivor or a filler Ascetic. And in considering filler cards, I'm going to lean towards the cheaper one. But I think we would rather send a color signal with a Survivor pick than hedge towards red or white for fairly medium cards. I like the Hellion, but I don't like red-green. So passing a couple of Ravager's Maces, looks like, and a Bug Catcher. Maybe there's a red-black drafter that's going to be pretty happy here, but I'm sticking with our strong start in this territory. We're just going to take the Geyser Mage. It's the last blue card in the pack, and there is some strong signals for our neighbors. Hopefully they're heeding these signals and we get a nice pack 2. If somehow we are in competition for this deck downstream, though, we're going to have a rough pack 2. Hopefully we're cutting it enough, though. Feed the Swarm is very late here. Almost makes me want to take that on a hedge, but we have a Diviner that I think is just good enough to stay with the plan. This is a strong piece of removal to still be here. I guess some people are pretty down, maybe down lower on it than I am. It just, it has that negative effect. Yeah, exactly. Kicker has a lot of wizards. Between the blue wizards and even the common green wizard can end up in the deck a bit. Yeah, take removal and look to splash is an option as well, but I'm really prefer these to be 2-color. I'm going to take Visionary here over a Stalker. Stalker can be a finishing type card in the deck, but Visionary plays nicely with Diviner and continues to support our colors. I like it. Another Visionary. It's a good final fresh card of the pack. Now we can take a negate against super heavy removal. We bring that in. Scale the Heights. Are we ever happy to run this? This just isn't doing anything that the green-blue deck really wants to do. I think if we're playing Scale the Heights in this deck, I mean, you could do it. It's not, it draws a card, so its floor is reasonable, but it's not where we want to be. So I'm going to take a negate for the board. Yeah, Vault would be fine too, but I'm going to take the negate in case. Yeah, maybe we want 2 negates. There's a Sentinel that technically has Kicker. There's a Shell Shield that definitely has Kicker. Another Visionary is nice, or not nice, but like telling. I think each of these are defensible, but yeah, let's take the Shell Shield. Yeah, this feels late, but we have 2 Visionaries, and I think I like that. The Mace came all the way around, so it looks like we did not successfully put anybody in, or maybe our neighbors in red-black is about to get a fist pump of their own here. We're going to take a Cascade Seer, I'm going to take Snarecaster because this is best of 3. Cascade Seer is a really medium creature in almost any context, right? Like even when I'm Wizards, I'm not particularly happy to be playing Cascade Seer. But Snarecaster could see sideboard action from our efforts here. Rabid Bite, Riptide, or Florahedron. I really do like the Florahedron. Ramp really matters for the blue-green deck, especially because what I always feel like with this deck is like, well, if I can just get to 6 and start kicking my Geyser Mages, start kicking blood, then I take it, right? And this heads you in that direction really nicely. Riptide, Media likes, is great payoff for our deck, but I'm going to try and wheel it. I think it's Bite or Florahedron. And we have Into the Royal. We don't have any other removal. We do have some 3-power creatures, which is what I want to see for Bite to feel like it's going to find something. I think I'm going to take the removal. Bubble Snare, very nice. Field Research, very nice. Glasspool Mimic, probably the pick, though. One thing about the Glasspool Mimic, it's not very good with kicker creatures because you can't get the kicker effect, right? It's not like we can copy the Geyser Mage and get it. We can copy the Visionary and get the extra card. Yeah, but copy Gecko is real nice. I think we take it. It's also a spell land. I mean, it's a very powerful just in its ability to be a land or a creature. So I'm going to take it and wave a tearful farewell to Bubble Snare and Field Research. If we happen to get either of those back, it's a great sign for us, but I'm not counting on it. Here's a wizard we could grab. We also have a Gnarlid Colony, though, which might be better for this deck than the wizard. Although if we've successfully cut green, we might see this on the wheel. I think this is more important for the deck. This has more of a chance of wheeling than the wizard, but I'll be a grown-up here and take the important card for the deck. With Vine Gecko, being able to kick Colony on 4 is nice. Nothing here for us. We can take the Veil, though. I'll take the Spland over the Wind Robber. Ooh, wow. Maybe we're in the right place. Or maybe people don't understand what this card says. Whee! This is great. Yeah, this feels solid so far. We got one rare. It's not particularly exciting, but this is very much a peasant format in terms of being able to pull it off without rares. And you still get things like Low Mage's Domination that you can grab. Field Research, of course, has the old kicker. And triple blue is pretty oppressive, but this does not have to get any kind of significant creature to be good. If I cast this for an X of 2 or 3 and steal some 2-drop or 3-drop on turn 5 or 6, that's still really quite excellent. We're going to take it. Also, if we find ourselves a Royal Mage, we can kick it back. So I was pretty down on the 3-mana green kind of cantrip. I'm higher on Glacial Grasp because it does a better job of actually helping the blue-green players survive until they can start doing the kicking stuff, the Lull Mages, the powerful 6+ mana plays. So I'm going to take Grasp here over Broken Wings #1. I'd like to get one of these in the board before the end of this draft, but this is more main deckable, I think, so I'm going to take this, but we're going to really keep an eye out for one of those for the board. And maybe I should have taken that one for the board and taken these later. Royal Mage here is exactly what we wanted, though. Riptide came back, and wowie! So, somebody... I guess blue is open too then? I mean, it looks like we're in the right place in that sense. practically want to take the Soaring Thought Thief and pivot to rogues, but we will we'll go ahead and do this. Oh, come on, Gaitsu, go! I say go look at my spreadsheet and actually tell me how much of that I've been playing. I feel like we haven't played this deck in a while. We'll take a Wind Robber here as Vault Progress over the Skeleton. I don't think we're playing either. I'm not going to splash the. I know. I'm just defending my. I'm defending my because the subtext of that is that I'm forced that I'm inappropriately forcing something. I just want to call out. As much as I love this deck, I've actually not been able to get into it lately. I'm never playing that Skeleton. I don't think I guess it has kicker. That's fair. It does have kicker, but we're just never playing that. Familiar here over Restoration, although this is a non-color mythic land. I think we should take the Familiar, but the Value Hound in me also wants that. We only have 2 or 4 of those. Oh, this is third behind these two in terms of deck power, potentially, but I just am also thinking about collection building. Is it greedy to try and wheel the Familiar? A little too greedy. I think I'd rather just try and wheel the Colony. And this is nice, but if you're looking, if you're collection building or gem conscious, taking that Mythic there is fine. Taking that Mythic there is correct. If you are gem conscious, playable mythics, So Royal Mage here over an excellent rare. Yeah, the blue-black deck we could have had is also pretty darn good, but I'm happy with where we're at. Here's a Skelly to give me I could take a second chance at splashing that, but I think we should just take Chilling Trap. We have quite a few wizards in the deck. This could also be a place actually where you take this. This could be you can run this and have basically a free source of red. I mean, there's really in limited, very little difference between running this and a forest. So I'm somewhat tempted to just rare draft by example. Like we probably wheel the trap, and it's not very important. I'm gonna say we should take gems. I don't think adding a Chilling Trap to this deck is. It might even let us pick up a Royal Eruption and play it. Vine Gecko! I'm going to take a Vine Gecko number 2 over Arbor Mage just because reliably getting one of these down on turn 2 is so incredible for the kicker deck. Some of my most powerful kicker games have been when I've gotten that Gecko out on 2 and just curved out from there. Well, trying to get me to take a Skeleton. We could reclaim the waste to help that happen, but why bother when we have a field research we can pick up here? Rabid Bite, making it late and beating out this Broken Wings and this Sentinel to give us some more removal. Here's an Arbor Mage we can grab. I was like, oh, we have to pass that Arbor Mage. Look at this Alliance still here. Black is quite wide open as well. But we get an Arbor Mage and are pretty happy about that. Might of Marasa says the word kicker on it. This is playable. We can take Chilling Trap 2 here. There's a rare, another thing is, again, if you were gem conscious, you can absolutely take a Guide Beast here over a thing like Might of Marasa. We're going to take Might. It might make the deck. And wow, everybody, is it coming up Millhouse or what? This is crazy. I mean, Squid is fine, but I'm going to take the Mythic. Not really doing this thing. Here's a Chilling Trap we can consider. Deliberate that I'm not really going to consider. So we didn't end up with... so I guess I would... If I could, I would trade out this Glacial Grasp I took for the sideboard flyer naturalize in green that I didn't take, but yeah, this is just about, we're missing a Roost of Drakes, but other than the Rooster Drakes, this deck is sweet. I'm going to make a note of this gem grind in my spreadsheet before I move on. I can't believe a mythic wheeled. I guess if everybody's like me on my alt accounts, like on my alternate accounts where I don't care, like I'm truly only ever logging on to play some spare limited, I don't care about collection building at all, and I would pass those as well. So I get how people get there. All right. Traditional ZNR draft, we ended up in blue-green. We paid 1,500 in gems to play, but we did get 20 back on the grind. All right, let's build. I'm going to get to channel point redemptions, etc. in a minute. Actually, where did my channel points redemption thing go? No. Oh, I think I accidentally closed it. That's why I'm not seeing it. That'll help. All right. I'm going to get this link out of here before Wang canips. Let's put the Mirrodin lunchbox up here. A little magic lunchbox. All right. Now, check our splans and understand our real mana count. We can run this to confuse them, I suppose. We really doesn't... I mean, there's a handful of cards that care about non-basics, but I think we can run this. All right. Timnos giving me control today. Awesome. Thank you. Now, back to our land count. 17, 18, 19, or wait, sorry, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20, 19, 18. Like that's your 18. Yeah, Splash Rider. Just because we can, dang it. We'll splash Sneaking Guide. Yeah, Cheese, I was wondering if I should add one map. Yeah, that was my instinct too. Let's put one back. I'm also not sure what the correct count is. Let's see. This is a... So 8, 9 green, 7, 8, 9, 10 blue. That seems correct. 9, 10 there. And then, so that means we have 4 cuts here. So let's look now for 4 cuts. Oops. And let's look at our overall numbers before we decide. 16 creatures, 13 non. Makes me want to lean to non. Yeah, like let's get rid of anti-cog. I think that's good. Chilling Trap. What's our wizard count? 7 wizards. This is likely to work. Let's cut the Duelist, though. That's for sure a cut, right? Duelist is a serviceable card, but I really like its rogueness to matter. Yeah, we could cut Shield in that we don't really have, like, I like this a lot more when there's a Roost potential. So we could cut that. We could cut the Grasp, and then what does this look like? 15, 10. I think this looks reasonable. There's no card in here that I Survivor is like our worst creature. Like maybe is there something we want to put back in over Survivor? Not really. It's not great, but it can throw a counter around and it fills the curve. I don't love it. This is kind of the what is this doing here? But it does behave as a 2/2 for 2 with a little upside to boot. So I think we start here. And since we included that, we're going to call it I Will Survive. Hey, hey. Yeah, we could do Soul Survivor. Yeah, exactly, right? A bear with a touch of upside here and there. Dealer's choice on the lands. What are we going to do today? How about... I feel like we haven't just gone with classic Avons in a while. Maybe I'm lying and we have, but... These can never be too wrong of a choice, right? Seven, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just making sure we still had it. All right. Let's give it a shot. How do you think I'm going to do? If we played this out a million times, what would my closest average win count be? Yeah, we'll keep this, but like imagine this was a Vine Gecko instead of a Dauntless Survivor, and how much more would you like it? We don't have a means to return this, so we're in that question mark space of do we play this as land? We have this familiar that if we commit to this as land, we're guaranteed to get the mana for this on 3. If we don't, and we go for Forest Island Survivor, we need to find land in 2 draws. We need to find a basic land in 2 draws, or we don't get familiar on 3. And I am pretty greedy, all things considered, but I think it would be too greedy to not guarantee the familiar. Yeah, if it was on the draw, I think I'd give us a chance, but on the play, we should play this as land. I think you all are correct. Boo! That's all right. I'm happy to get our second blue source anyway. Oppo pausing over here on 1 blue mana before the Survivor was on the battlefield, so that is suggestive of either the rogue or there's some other or Chilling Trap. This needs a target too, right? So they definitely have the rogue. Like Chilling Trap needs a target creature, and it paused before our creature hit, so they definitely have the blue rogue. Keep that in mind. And we don't really care about this Survivor, so I'm going to offer it. If they, we could consider Chilling Trap instead, but I think I would be happy to trade Survivor off with anything. So yeah, I'm just going to let this happen and play the familiar. We need a little action here. We have interaction, but we don't have action. That's fine. Take a smack here and know what we've got coming. Concerted defense is non-creature, though, right? So it wouldn't have paused to counter that? I forget what concerted defense does now. Hey, fool. Welcome. If they go for the this card again, the Charger, we'll go ahead and kick the Royal and draw a card and set them back and gain 2. Practically, we'll kick Royal anything. Again, we know what this pause is about. We worked it out that the only thing that they could have drawn one of the other things too, or they might just have it naturally, but the thing we're sure that Oppo has in hand is a Duelist. But the Duelist doesn't stop this, so we're going to do it. Thank you for that sub. Ooh, maybe we get to cast this. That would be crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll play. Well, we could play Veil as a tap land and then guarantee this on 7. Next turn we draw a 3rd card beyond the Restoration. So we cast the Restoration. We draw 3. Yeah. Hey, not amazing, but better than an island, right, Jinx? Better than an island in terms of effect. Yeah. So let's do this. Well, unless they put something on, like, put a full control on, they definitely have a Duelist. I don't know, maybe they skipped through it there, but there was a straight-up pause on my second turn creature play on an empty board with my opponent on a single island. So unless Oppo was juking us out there with a false stop, it depends on density. I don't think the first one, I don't think any of them as a first land are worse than a basic, but at some point, yes, your nth spland is worse than a basic, right? Couple of bites here. I'm just going to do it. We're going to go ahead and draw 3. It's not amazing, but it's draw 3. That's not the worst. Oh, draw 4. That's even better. Great. I'm happy now. I thought we were just getting 3. Gotta take a smack here, but we can kick a Geyser Mage, get some life back. Yeah, we could steal the Hellion. Can we do it yet, though? 7. Currently I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is an X of 4. And we could steal the Charger because it only has an X of 3. And then that gives us 1 mana. It's tapped. I'm a little, I mean, one worry though, I mean, we still are in a tough potential situation. Yeah, I really wish we could Rabid Bite this turn. If we just had if we had a basic land to play, it's amazing we didn't find a basic land in all this, because 1 basic land here with 8 mana, we can steal the Charger for 6 and Rabid Bite. As it is, yeah, I think Charger Hold Trap is correct. And this does both, right? Yeah, all right. I don't want to lose to a Royal Eruption to the face here, so we're going to Chilling Trap for no card draw. We don't have a wizard, but... I'm going to do this first. Well, it doesn't really matter because it'll force me to tap it. The point is I don't want to block. I'm just going to count on this trap working, or if they have counters, hopefully they don't have something else. But I'm not going to block. Although I guess I should block, because if they do have something, then I'm going to want to give up on the familiar and prevent this damage anyway. Yeah, this is just a safety block. If they do have something, I will still want to stop this Chilling Trap. I will still want to have prevented this damage. Yeah, I totally want to get the life gain to be helpful, but I also don't want to... I mean, we have Rabid Bites coming out. Like, we're in a good spot if we untap here, so let's just make sure we untap. All right, so we gave him some value out of this Sizzling Barrage, but again, we talked through why we did it. We had our reason. We're playing conservatively given the power of our hand, and we're not going to let that worry us too much here. I mean, we just kill their board with 2 Rabid Bites if we want. Looks like their card quality probably just went up. Aha, wow. Wowie, wow, wow. We can get a Royal back with Sproutling, but really with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I like... I really just like Rabid Bite on the Hellion as a place to start, although we got to keep in mind that we are expecting that that Rogue that would make this Rabid Bite not enough. So we may need to play 2 Rabid Bites to get rid of the Hellion. Well, we might not attack. I got to make sure. I want to think through my turn because we're at 7 against red. We might be at a virtual 2. I'm going to go ahead and bite and draw out the duelist, and then we have a set. Oh, so were we wrong? They must have just they must have played us. Good job, Oppo. Good job, Oppo. I mean, like they put a stop there or something. Now I like Diviner, and I'm willing to attack. And Diviner's fine here. Yeah, Oppo had a pause on a single blue mana with nothing on the battlefield, and the only thing that could have produced that pause outside of Oppo deliberately throwing a false lead is the duelist. That's why we decided. All right, so Royal Mage gets back to instant or sorcery, so we're just going to kill the Lagak here with a Rabid Bite, and then work on next moves from there. But this is where it's got to start. And Sproutling. Could even go Geyser Mage, no kick. I mean, they've only got one card left. And as long as we have a blocker, they can't really do anything with the guide. I'm going to start with an attack. Look at because we got to get him dead. And yeah, I'm going to go, or maybe I'll go Colony no kick, because really we don't care how big this is. Yeah, we could do. I want the Royal Mage for possible need of returning a Rabid Bite, though. Yeah, we do have Sproutling to get back the Royal Mage. That's true. Okay, I'll do that too. I think this is the most conservative line, but we really put pressure on Oppo to have something here. Oh, here, well, Cardboard Live is updated and running, if that's what you're asking about. But if you want to see Yard, I can take a look there. Looks like a beginning of combat misclick. I don't know what that was. Well, let's start with an attack. Go from there. Still a forced block on the 5/4. And that's still game over for us, right? So this is still fine. Game over for them, rather. All right. Blue-red. Hodgepodge, really. There's definitely some wizard action going on here, but a bit of a mess, kind of running some cards I try not to in the format in Sizzling Barrage, to an extent Tormenting Voice, because this ability is less valuable in the world of Splans, but it's still fine. And Lagak also fine. Tempest I try not to run, but fine. You know, there a bunch of stuff whose floors are just okay. And ceilings are just okay, really. Yeah, it could be an amulet thing. Hey, Blade Fury, thank you for the raid. Welcome, everybody. I don't know about, like, we could bring in Snarecaster if we worry about flying, but that's not, I mean, we have a flying wizard of our own. We have stuff. I think we just send this, I think we run it back. I don't see anything here that helps us with them, with their approach specifically. Yeah, Spell Shield, what did they do that we even cared about that much? Yeah, I just didn't see enough quality for me to worry about sideboarding against it. Yeah, I'm willing to make him have it though, Jinx, given the we did see the one the bad block-based removal We'll see. Yeah, we saw the 3 mana shock. I don't know. I didn't see enough quality for me to care about bringing in negate for those. Because then you're reactive. I mean, you're probably going to get something with negate. It's not that negate isn't going to find a target before the end of your game. It's just that I think our best path to victory is to be proactive, is to be taking active steps with our cards to put pressure on our opponent. And negate says, wait until they do something and then respond. Whereas even a 2/2 for 2 that throws a counter around says, boom, here's a creature, it's going to attack you, what are you going to do? And that's what we want to be saying more so than we're ready to respond. It's more like, here it is, what you going to do? And we'll keep this. I'm going to keep the Glasspool Mimic as a card, but we're going to play the Veil as land. I don't really like this as a spell anyway, so I'm going to play this as tapped land. It's just that off the top, on turn 12, -2, -0 to opponent's creatures is still better than an island, right? We'll show them the pathway. And start surviving. So now you're back. Geyser Mage is also sad to play right now, but I'm going to be disciplined. We have lots of ways to gain card advantage over the long haul. And again, this is the proactive way I want to be playing here. Making opponents have something. Yeah, we can get anti-cogged here or whatever, but make them have it. Make them have it, make them have it, and be ready to blast through with Rabid Bite and apply the pressure here. 3 mana Shock would trade in mana, in full resources for the Geyser Mage, so maybe they'll do something like that. We saw that in the first game. Instead, we get Mystic, which of course we're going to snap off with a Rabid Bite right now. Now we've got our 6 land. I'd love to stop drawing land. Yeah, this is a very disjointed deck. It's got a lot of mixed synergies, which is generally not where you want to be for this format, but sometimes you just have enough raw power to justify. That being said, we don't have much action here. I mean, I'm going to hold the End of the Royal and see what they play on their turn. I'd like to find something besides a Survivor to mimic, too. Did Hellhound get an animation? It's pretty standard playable, so maybe they gave it some love. I hate this card in Standard, though. Anybody play heavy mono red in Standard and find themselves underwhelmed by this card? I just feel like, oh, look, it's an 0-1 again. What do you know? Turn 4, and my stupid Hellhound is an 0-1 for the rest of the game. I've been trying to find something else, Jinx. What do you run instead? You should send me your list. I don't know. I've been trying to find Hellhound free lists, but there is a real absence of quality 1-drops. Yeah, I don't want to. I just like all of the net deck lists out there are running it. I am going to go ahead and bounce here. We ultimately need to draw cards. I want to find more action. If they want to counter this, fine. Yeah, but my deck already has 4 Fervent. I don't know. Yeah, anyway, you can share your lists. Hey, Robert. Glad you could pop in. How you doing? Oh, it can be quite strong. The Hellhound, when it's at its best, looks crazy good. But, like, without reliable double landfall per turn, it just runs out of gas too quickly, in my experience. Well, now we have this spot where, are we really using Rabid Bite on Ambusher? I mean, maybe we are. Except we can't even, we don't even have 3 power, so never mind. I guess we're just playing a land and passing. Oh, here comes the flood. Well, now we need something anything for this. But we got Oppo to use premium removal on a very medium card. Just need to unflood a bit. That'll do, that'll do. We do have looting, right? What loots? I feel like I had looting in this deck, do I? Maybe not. Alright, so I'll just play my lands. Yeah, like we can double familiar. I think this is worth mimicking. Yeah, that's true. The mythic land makes it worth holding card. That's it. We're not looting, but that's a good reason to hold land. So I'll hold lands from here, especially now that we've got 2 familiars out. Yeah, this is hardly a super crazy mimic target, but you know what it's not? An 8th land. Well, we got no blocks. They can dump mana into the Ambusher, but if we can find... And we do have blocks if we want to give up a familiar. I just don't want to do that yet. When we can do something like this. Let's get into the Royal over the Rabid Bite that's not doing anything anyway. We get to kick, get some life. Another reason to get the Into the Royal is it's 4 more life. And I'm going to race now with the Into the Royal supporting that. I will take that. They got our loop going for us. Vine Gecko makes us all sicker. Ooh, might. I'm gonna bite the Ambusher, though. Oh, yeah, sorry. I was thinking might was +2/+2. But look, we learned that they actually had something there. My bad read. Sorry, gang. I was thinking might was +2/+2, and then the kicker got it bigger there. So, yeah, you could argue that you were playing around something there, but I wasn't. I just thought it wasn't lethal. But we'll keep going. Yeah, that mistake seems unlikely to cost me. I mean, this is just wheel spinning here from Oppo. All right. Little suboptimal line there at the end, but we got there. And I want to observe that that opponent seems newer to limited at least. Or they had a terrible draft. I don't want to pass judgment on an opponent from one game concretely, but that opponent had all the signs of being a newer player, someone probably with a record under 500. And because I was in best of 3 and not best of 1, I got paired up with that person. So this is the 0-0 matchup, right? I'm a 0-0 65-ish% win rate player. If I take that win rate to Premier, I'm likely going to face another 0-0 player with that high win rate, at least based on rank, right? They're going to pair me with somebody of similar rank who presumably has a similar win rate. So that first game, that 0-0 match in best of 1 in ranked play, it for me is a lot closer to 50-50. In best of 3, I get any other 0-0 player in the system. It does not look at rank at all. So it's way more likely that at 0-0, as an experienced player, that you're going to get paired with a random player of random quality, and it really lets the skill advantage an over 500 player has on the environment compared to Premier. So just thought I would point that out there as we get back in. No blue yet, which is a bummer, but with Vine Gecko, I'm going to risk it. This is such a key piece. Having this on 2 is so strong. We get some pulls at a blue source too. Very kind of you, War Furnace. We got the first match. Our opponent seemed less experienced, and we leveraged our skill advantage and deck advantage to a fairly straightforward win. They got some decent aggression on us in one game, but wasn't enough. Good time zone, Rude. How you been? Kind of a giveaway that we don't really have red if I don't want going green into red, but we would way rather have extra green than useless red. All right, a bummer that we didn't find our blue source on time, but at least we have a mite that can protect our Vine Gecko from damage, and hopefully, boy, do we want an island on top right now. And if we get a forest on top, we can at least kick the mite, but it's not what we want to do. All right, good timing, deck. Well, could have been a little better, but I'm not going to complain. Not complaining, deck. Let's go familiar though, and start ramping. Jinx wants the Riptide. I want the familiar Jinx because if we hit 6, we can potentially do multiple things next turn. Although we don't need might. Anyway, my heuristic is play your mana source early, so I'm gonna go for that. Let's give ourselves extra mana and extra life when we kick this stuff. But I like a Riptide next turn, potentially. Let's see what we draw, but like Riptide into like kicking stuff on attacks the turn after seems really nice. Yeah, this is not a good start for Skullface here either. I don't like either of these cards very much. With Gecko and 5 mana, we can actually kick the field research. And I think that makes some sense. Let's do that. Wow, no land. We're going to risk it, though. I guess with another Vine Gecko, I'm going to risk a Subtle Strike here. Did I waste a turn? I mean, in a sense, yeah. But what was I supposed to do? Like, the other option was to mulligan, but we kept a no blue hand. Looks like maybe a little pause. Anyway, we're risking a Subtle Strike here. I'm doing it with eyes wide open because we have a Vine Gecko backup. Still looking for lands, but we could kick the Sproutling to get back the field research. It's just 4 mana. And then the Vine Gecko gets big enough to eventually bite the Celebrant. And by kicking it, the Gecko can attack through the Celebrant right now. So yeah, let's do that. You want? Yeah, let's see if we do. Can I do that? We do Gecko 2, and then can we still get the kick? Yeah, right. Good call, Jinx. Thanks. So we're going to play the second Gecko and we get it all. Oh, you want Colony? Yeah, we can do Colony too. It does it. Yeah, that's a good call. They're similar. They both have the same kicker. Chat's on fire here with good calls. Good calls. You see why I was so excited by that second Gecko. I mean, 1 Gecko on 2 is incredible. You get 2 Geckos going in a good kicker deck, hoy, they are in trouble. I mean, we get Royal Mage, return field research next turn, and still can attack with a familiar if we want. That is the wrong choice, although maybe they're just trying to get rid of the trample. I just think you got to get rid of a Vine Gecko in that spot. Could play this for 3 damage as an untapped land if we need it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, potentially 6 with steeply discounted, effectively 8 on the Vine Gecko discount. So we could go Royal Mage, get the field research back. We could go Royal Mage and then Rabid Bite something. I like that. Let's I'm going to do this. Play as land. I know we could eventually cast it and draw cards, but we have so much going on here, we don't need to do that. Yeah, we have so much value, it's absurd. Yeah, we can bite the 4 and get in. I'm just doing the Royal Mage too. You want Riptide and bite? Well, it makes our geckos bigger, though. That's my thought. Oh, wait. Yeah, we can do this. We were definitely in that spot with this type of deck where I could not fathom how we would lose with that type of value engine running. So white-black clerics. White-black clerics. Can I have some removal? We could put in a shell shield there, given the removal we saw and are expecting. But really, that's about all I can imagine. Yeah, I try not to tempt fates with, like, how do we lose from here, but I really didn't, I couldn't come up with a sequence. I mean, they needed to have some equivalent value, basically. Let's see. If we bring in the shield, what do we want to cut? Maybe Chilling Trap can go. We'll just make this swap. I know we could cut the Survivor, but I like having the 2 drops. I think they're valuable. Let's do that. Well, we have 2 lands. Again, no blue, though. And this time, not much else going on, so I'm going to mulligan. Keeping and ditching a forest and seeing what we can do from here. We have Riptide into Visionary with any basic. I'm not going to play the Glass Pool as land. We're really going to try hard to mimic the Visionary with our Glass Pool. All right. That's our 4th land, though, so that's good. We can't really do anything here, but at least we now have a clean Riptide Visionary Mimic curve out. We get a 5th land, we even get the Mimic plus Might curve out, if we need it. Oppa with the exact same start they had last time, and it didn't scare us then, it doesn't scare me now, but we'll see where they go from here. All right. Well, for a cleric deck, our Oppo hasn't played any clerics yet. We'll take that. That's fine. Geyser Mage can do some work eventually, but we're just taking it easy here. Visionary, draw a card. Glass Pool, draw a card next turn. Now we have 6 land for the kicked Geyser Mage, and Colony, maybe kick Colony next turn. That's a possibility too. By the way to your mnemonic for newer players here on copy effects, copy creature effects, a great way to think of it is you get what's in the sleeve, which is to say, if something like a Gnarlid Colony enters with some number of counters on it and you copy a Gnarlid Colony, you don't get anything on top of the sleeve, you get only the Gnarlid Colony inside. So you'd get a 2/2 is my point. Oppo could be looking to do something here to kill our Risen Riptide. I kind of say I'm not worried unless they get extreme value out of it. I'm going to make them have it here. Yeah, again, that's fine. Like, as long as we're trading for a card here, I'm fine. I just feel like we have so much value incoming. I was going to glass pool the Visionary, but we can actually cast our own. We can also kick the Gnarlid colony and decide what to do with the glass pool later. That makes some sense, too. Gnarlid colony as a 4/4 can attack through this stuff. And actually, the Riptide now can attack as well. They don't even have the power to stop it. To kill it, that is. Yeah, copying Riptide is certainly an option. We have Geyser Mage and Might that are going to trigger it. So that was what somebody was saying. 2 Riptides is with the Might is pretty good. So we can consider that as well. Maybe next turn, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, next turn is 6 mana, so we can't do Visionary plus Glass Pool, but probably kicking Geyser Mage, and if we find another basic, we can go Visionary Glass Pool after that. But also, if we Glass Pool Riptide faster, we're applying more pressure, so we could just go for the Glass Pool Riptide path in hopes that then kicking a Geyser Mage sets up for a huge attack. Double Muck. Oppo way in the muck. And that is interesting. Where do you think they're going to put it? It's almost like I almost want to block and eat, and then wherever they put the counter, we bounce it. Because I don't care. Like, I would happily bounce any of these to set up an attack with Geyser Mage, right? Tron says take 2, but I feel like they're trying to move counters around and we can punish them for it. They didn't show us anything for, and also, yeah. So I'm gonna block. Given one of the reasons I'm doing this is we openly blocked with the Risen Riptide in the same way last turn, and they did nothing. So I don't think they have anything. I think they're trying to put a counter somewhere, and I think this is good for us. If they do, I'll tip the cap and move on, and hope it at least costs them a card from hand. If it costs them a card from hand, it's not the worst anyway. All right, just so we even get our 7th mana. So we could do a couple things we could do. We could do Visionary knowing we have Might. We could just bounce this as intended, and they have a 2 power and a 1 power, which can't deal with a 4 toughness or a 5 toughness. I think let's just do that. I think I'm probably overthinking here. And willing to send the Visionary here. They can trade with Mucklord and put a counter on Celebrant. That probably means they'll start blocking with the Celebrant, but then we might and blow them out anyway. So I'm fine with attacking with everything here. Visionary's already gotten us a card back. If it does anything on this board, it's gravy. It's not gravy. It's not worth. You don't pay 4 mana for a card. It's just nice to already have that value back. Yeah, that block from Skullface also feels noobish. You know, that's not that didn't feel like a good block, but think next turn we go Visionary and Mimic the Riptide ahead of a crazy Might turn after that. Shell Shield, not a bad pickup either in terms of protecting some stuff, although we're tapping out here. It's not going to help us this turn, but it will next. And the extra kicker card means that Riptides have 2 upcoming attacks. We'll start with the Visionary, though. One thing playing the Visionary does, I mean, there's a lot of pausing here. Well, we could play the Gecko, and then actually Shell Shield is kicked for free. I'm just going to stick to the plan, though. I think Glasspool Mimic on Riptide is going to win us the game fastest here. Feels like they got removal and they're just trying to figure out what to kill. I don't know. But we're going to say no attacks here, take a turn off, and then have a really brutal attack next turn. Drop a Vine Gecko and have kicked Might and kicked Shield ready. Although, ideally, we don't kick both of these on the same turn so that we get Riptide activations on 2 different turns. Oh, wow. Sure. Let's actually make Bane Veil good. Well, they had the one window with our shields down and they found a removal spell for it, but that's all right. Yeah, pile on turn incoming. So let's see. Wow. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 mana. 5 mana left after we Familiar, letting us Gecko and have 3 mana. And then we can kick Shell Shield, but not Might. I'm just trying to figure out if we can get life out. Maybe we just don't cast the Familiar here. Basically, I'm trying to figure out if we can get the Familiar in on this action. But I don't think we do. I think we play Gecko and attack. Wow. That's not what I was expecting. So just go for the win-ish? Yeah, I'll go for the win. How about that? All right. They had the, there was that deal damage to target attacking and blocking creature equal to twice party. I don't know if that would have done it for them, but that was the thing I could think of that they might have had available. Looks great. Keep. We're going to run Veil out as land, and then Gecko on 2 means Into the Royal is active kicked on 3, which is crazy. All volunteers, fool. All volunteers. How much do we care about this Archpriest? Looks like they're blue-white, which is legit, you know, legit full party territory. But I feel like I should send the Vine Gecko and see if they want to get silly. Because I can always, if they block with the Protector, we can royal it. Maybe that doesn't really do all that much. I think I'm just gonna kick it now and attack. Like I'm not gonna let him block. That's the thing. Well, we have a little time. I'm not gonna worry about this priest right now. I'm gonna bounce. I'm gonna kick bounce the Angel Heart and attack. I mean, I can actually steal this thing next turn if we want. Look at that. Want to do that? Four mana control magic. I know it's terrible for us. I'm just saying, but it's removal. Like, it'd be 4 mana removal for the Archpriest, and it's a creature on our side. That's hardly the worst. But we are just going to kill the Outrider and attack here. Next turn we can kick the Field Research too. Yeah, I'm going to do this. Thank you for the sub. Oil can, 13 months. Sweet. Oil can's an artist. Are you exclusively a sculptor, Oil Can? Or do you do different media? Anyway, I always like to imagine Oil Can out there making art while he's hanging out with us. Another Vine Gecko. Let's see, can we do it? We don't get the full, because with double Gecko, kick research is 4, but we only have 3. Still, probably what we want to do, right? We can't dominate the Protector anyway. So I'm going to do that. Their pause gives me pause. I don't know if they have anti-cog or something that we were able to pay for there, but let's keep in mind there was a pause and a think there. No attacks, though. Not trading Vine Gecko for Protector. Oh, that's what. It's maybe just pressure point. Okay. Could also do Field Research and just draw 2. Maybe except the thing is, kicking it puts a counter on both of these, so it's... Yeah, I should be greedy here. It's not greedy, it's just, like, correct. We get to kick Field Research and then have a domination that can take basically anything on their board. We're a little, you know, they're at 2 of 4. But let's say they get to 4. Then what happens? Target creature can fly and get +1. Even then, it's not, like, stupid.
Point is, ladies and gentlemen, that greed is good.
It's good. I'm just saying, yeah, I'm being a little bit hyperbolic. I'm just saying, for a rare, even the, like, I'm just saying that full party is a pretty high bar, and as far as high bars go, like, they could get even more for this, and I think it would have been fine, is kind of what I'm saying. Let's see. We can kick the field research without playing a land, so maybe I should go look for another green source first here. Let's kick this. And then Sproutling can decide. Next turn. Nice. So I like Soul Survivor here. We can play it, put an extra counter on a Vine Gecko, and then have a chump or something to stop a Pack Beast, potentially. Thanks for that sub, Pablo. Appreciate it. They're showing a lot of pausing again. 2 cards left. We could get these reset by Into the Royal of Oppo Zone. At least we have a guaranteed 4/4 here. I believe we have the advantage in the long game, so I'm going to stay defensive here. Whoa, 2 of the rare that's not super impressive. But we're just going to get bigger and bigger here. I still like where we're at. Nervous about this now, because now they're at 3 of 4. So maybe it's time to steal something. Maybe you could even steal, like, it's kind of weak, but we could steal a pack. Maybe, or can we steal a Colossus? This is 7. We can't steal a Colossus. Well, we're going to get Gecko big enough to trade off one of them. It's not that. I'm not even that concerned. Yeah, we take the Pack Beast to keep him off of, because, like, we really don't want him to launch the Colossus, right? Then my whole stupid comment looks stupid. But I think we have to then take the Pack Beast, yeah. Now, if they send Colossus, we probably chump Survivor, or even take 7. But basically, I want to kick something and get our Vine Geckos to 5 power, and then they can trade off Colossi, having done great work. And now we get that, so we even... it's just all coming up for us here. Got to decide what to do now. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana available. We have a discount on kicking, such that we can kick this for 3. So 3... kicks us a Sproutling and gets us back into the Royal or Field Research. Let's start there. I like Into the Royal. It's we are in a scary enough spot where I think having some interaction is more, and a card is more valuable than 3 cards. And we can even drop Riptide and have kicked Royal on their turn, which would then turn the Riptide into a 5/5. So let's play that. Double Gecko is so sick for a kicker deck. It's just ridiculous. Relic Amulet is coming down late. Like to see that late. Yeah, maybe I was supposed to try to find a way to be aggressive there. I liked being a little bit conservative here with our life total and these beasties, but I could see maybe I was supposed to try to be aggro. All right, well, we're going to kick one. They know we have this. It's interesting. Let's at least do this. Yeah, that's my plan. Trade Riptide here for the other one. Or for a trick. We'll see what they got in hand. If they do have something in hand, they can't replay the Colossus at least. This is a totally acceptable result to me. Well, let's see. 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Although they got the Relic Amulet, so we can't actually lure the Dauntless Survivor, or it doesn't work. But we have the Might that will make it all work. So I'm going to actually lure the Sproutling and then use Might to finish. Well, I'm just going to try to use the Vine Geckos to win. I mean, we could throw it on here. Let's see. They're going to be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now we should just go for the win. $14, $15, $16, $17. See, like right now, they might think that they can save this by using the amulet on the Pack Beast or the Survivor. We're going to wait until they do that and then fire off the Might. All right, well, you're going to do it that way. We will do it this way. All right. I didn't have them on practice tactics because they had times to use it before then. The thing is, if they had tactics that, they still would have been in terrible shape because they would have had, basically they either need to tactics the arbor, they need to tactics the thing that was lured to kill it, and then our thing stays huge, or they tactics the huge thing and still have to do the lure. So it really, even tactics wasn't going to save him is what I'm getting at, in my estimation. Yeah. Let's see. Blue-white party. Blue-white party. Not much I'm seeing that I want to bring in. Anti-cog to get rid of something. But really, I think we're good. I'm going to run it back. Oh, so close. How risky are you? Boy, you show us a forest on top, this is the sneapiest of sneep. Or if this is like a forest, we're so good. So good here. And we have 2 draws, but we need specifically green. It's not just like any land, it's specific. Smash likes the keep. I'm a little nervous. I mean, we have 0. If we don't find a forest, we have nothing to do at all. But we have more than 7, right? We have 9. We have 9 sources because we have 2 flip lands. Yeah, I'm going to be a grown-up. All right, this looks fine. Not quite as exciting, but fine. What do we give up? Geyser Mage. But Geyser Mage comes down on 3. Visionary helps us get out of a mulligan. We could ditch a forest and be super greedy. Rob wants to say goodbye to the bite. I have a hard time letting go of removal here, but maybe Rob's right. If we're getting rid of removal, shouldn't we just get rid of Into the Royal, though? Geyser plus Bite isn't awesome synergy, but it's legit removal. I'm gonna, yeah, unmulligan. Yeah, I gotta pick something. Yeah, but card draw can come in different forms, right? And removal, like me killing your creature outright, can be more valuable than drawing a card, right? So that's why it was still a tough choice. Now we have the tough choice of Royal Mage or save Royal Mage to get back in it. They haven't shown us a 2-drop. Am I crazy to want to be greedy here? I guess we're gonna have these as I'm being greedy. I'm being greedy. I'm gonna be a grown-up. Partly we can Into the Royal our own Royal Mage if we get there. They're offering a trade or something here. I'm gonna say this is fine. We'll take the 1. I didn't play this to block the Banneret. I played this to have some sort of board presence that we could use to our advantage here. I'm going to attack, though. We were talking, you know, this could have been an attack to try and trigger some attack block-based effect, but that's fine. They can do it on defense instead. I'm playing the Geyser Mage. Can I kick it? No, I can't. If we get an island, we have to choose between Visionary or Royal Bounce. We did get somewhat of an island. But I think I will go ahead and play Visionary here. We can send in the Geyser Mage first and see if they want to block, I suppose. They could Royal in that case if we wanted. But yeah, I'm going to send in this. I'll trade anything. If they want an Outrider for a Geyser Mage, that's cool. And now we can have Visionary for Outrider, barring threat of pump here. If they play a land, we can't block because they have threat of activation, but I like where we're headed anyway. I mean, if they send both, I'll put the Visionary on the Banneret. Yeah, I like this. Take your whole turn to pump and trade if you want. Or use cards from hand, one of the two. Well, I guess we got him. They didn't think I was going to make that block. Now we got a might ready. Let's see. I could also play this as land, and we have Into the Royal kicked ready. Could also play this tapped and then just have it all ready next turn. Let's start with an attack at any rate, and I'm gonna... Yeah, you want to play the tap land, but do you want to play it untapped and have kicked Royal ready right now? Is that what you're suggesting? I guess... Yeah, what is Oppo up to is the question. All right, I'm going to take 3 and have Into the Royal ready during this attack. Veil. Okay. Stops a chunk of damage. That's gain 6 effectively. And I think... I'm trying to decide if we want to Into the Royal their Outrider or Into the Royal our own Royal Mage. Let's pass and decide. If we want to do that, we can Into the Royal Outrider on upkeep. Yeah, all right, let's just do that. And then we have Field Research kicked and... Well, something better. I don't know. We're at 12. If we don't do this, we go to 9. Maybe they play something better, but I think they just have to replay Outrider, and that's actually good for us. I'm going to do it. That's fair. So I wasn't looking as far ahead as True. True was observing that if they attack with the Outrider and play something else, that we actually had a win with the Might. So that's totally fair and would have been worth pursuing. This is pretty good too. We get Divine Gecko with the Might kick up. And I don't think they have outs after we blow them out here. I mean, we don't even necessarily need to kick it, although it makes the gecko bigger, so I will. Could make a case for adding 5 damage instead of killing the Outrider, but I just don't feel that with these 4 creatures on board to their none that we're actually in trouble here. I think... Like, that's pretty good, but it's still not even good enough. We can 4, 5, 6. We can kick this even, and... yeah, all right. Just making sure. Doing the math. Oppo did the math before me. All right, well... After a couple days off for some family time, I've maxed 1 coming back, so spirit of my father-in-law is not guiding us. He doesn't play Magic at all. He doesn't care one bit. But nice to have some success on a tough week. Yeah, we didn't lose a game, did we? Kind of soft all the way through, which is why, you know, like, if you are... What are you in this for? If you're looking to try and become the best drafter you can possibly be, you're actually going to be better off drafting in Premier and letting yourself be dinged for your win rate and But if you're just trying to win more than you lose, and you don't care how high quality your competition is, good players in traditional have a big advantage. And it's really why, if you have friends who are getting into Magic, or you yourself are, you're under 500, don't go to, traditional is kind of a Shark Tank. That's the secret. Which is why it doesn't make sense to me when I think about it from a game design standpoint. It's a tough balance they have to do to work out all the different cues and what they're motivating with them. But it's strange to me, or I think it's off to me, that the structure of traditional actually makes it very much a Shark Tank. If you head in there with a under 500 win percentage, you are setting yourself up to face people like me who have a higher than 50% and are going to make it tougher for you to see wins. Whereas if you are a under 500 player and you take it to Premier, you take it to Ranked, you're going to get paired up with people who are also under 500 a lot of the time. It's not perfect, but a lot of the time you're going to be paired up with more equivalent players, and your win rate will improve as a result. So, yes. I will call out, as it's been observed, we are going to do the chat gauntlet tomorrow. We're going to have Ethan from Lords of Limited on, and he is going to, aka Lord Tupperware, and we're going to do Cube. I'm not sure which cube we're doing, but that's coming tomorrow. And so look for that in the YouTube videos coming up, my YouTube friends. We're going to let you go. Bye, YouTube.